Hey, so we're trying this again. And it should be fine because we're on an iPhone now. So I was going to try to do it on my computer, but then I learned that YouTube changed the way that lives work. And basically you can't go live without downloading an encoder, which I don't know what that is, but I never had an encoder before. When I used to go live like 6 years ago from my computer. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to play with, not when I'm trying to do my live session. So shout out to Des for having an iPhone. I don't know, I guess that's on my list of things to consider when I do like phone shopping in a couple of months. Because I don't know, I know a lot of people film from their cell phones too, but I want to be able to like have a backup plan. And like, even if I don't get an iPhone, I think it's just time for me to get a new phone. Unfortunately, with my carrier, it just seems like the phones don't last very long. And Android, with everything that I do, is just not seeming to be so good because it freezes up and stuff like that. So hopefully y'all come back. If not, I understand. But this one should not go out because it's on an iPhone. So we shouldn't have that problem again. Now I'm just trying to update my link because I shared my link to the other one and the other one's not going on no more. So I don't want someone to try to join that because it's just going to look like a regular upload at this point. It's time for an upgrade. So let's talk about it. I was looking on the Apple website and I saw that I could get an iPhone 8 Plus for about $800. That's a lot, right? Or I can get the iPhone XR for about $1,000. But you know, by the time you add the Apple Care and the theft protection that will last for like 2 years, you're gonna add at least another $200 to the package. So I was gonna go with the cheapest, newest phone, which was the iPhone 8 Plus. But then I heard on TV that they're about to come out with another iPhone like soon. So I'm like, should I wait and just get the 10? Why wouldn't you pay cash from Apple? Because I was gonna order it online, get it unlocked with a SIM code, and keep the same Metro PCS because I'm cheap. I want my bill to still be the same amount.
Apple's forever changing, so
Why not with Apple?
when you look at Apple, they're always gonna change their stuff. They're always gonna continue to upgrade. So by the time you do that, like I have the 10R, then a couple months after the 10R came out, the 11 came out. So they're
I mean,
constantly upgrading, and what happens with Apple too is that when you get the later models, it's been said that Apple slows their later models down in order to kind of force you into upgrading.
yeah, but
So,
that's regardless of if I buy the phone from Metro, Best Buy, or anybody.
right, but I mean the one thing like Sprint offers,
Oh, you're saying get it used from, yeah.
yeah, don't
Yeah, because
buy a
my
brand new.
stepsister bought my stepmom a iPhone something for Christmas, and hers was under $200, and it was legitimate, unlocked and everything. Honestly, that's fine. I have an iPhone 7 that I use for work, but it's not my phone, so I don't use it for this or anything like that. But I could see myself being fine with like an iPhone 6 or 7 just because what I'm using it for is basically just streaming, and they don't want to see you doing that.
Sorry, had a real life moment. Sorry.
Scoot off camera and have the real life moment. They want to see you spitting into your drink.
Okay.
Do y'all boyfriends and husbands do stuff like that? Like,
You do stuff like that.
not in front of the folks that's watching on live. They don't want to see that. You know what? When we record videos, you do stuff like that too. Like you be yawning with your mouth all open and just, I'm like, babe, camera presence, camera presence. It looks so cool on yours how like her emojis look like real
Emojis.
emojis,
Yeah.
but on the computer it looked like Android emoji. Welcome back, y'all. Thank you. Ali had a good question too. I wanted to answer his question, but I don't know if Ali coming back. I ain't never seen Ali before.
I
Ali
haven't
was
either, but it
Ali
might
was a
have
new
been the guy
person.
from John Doe last week. He might have kind of told some folks because
Oh, yeah,
sometimes
because
people
we
get
had a good
questions.
vibe
Yeah,
going last week, and I
sometimes.
had to restart the live 3 times because my phone kept freezing up, and then we just got on Dez's phone. But I've been doing lives on my phone for over like 6 months now, and it never happened before. So
Yeah,
yeah, I guess it is
sometimes
time
it's
to
yeah.
upgrade.
When it's time to
They
upgrade, that
say
happens.
Apple they start making y'all phones go bad when a new one comes
They slow
out.
them down.
Metro, I don't know what they do, but with the Androids, it just seems like after you had your phone for about 8 months, it starts to get crappy, like start freezing up, and I don't know. Like for me, I'm a YouTuber, so I'm on Facebook and a lot of like YouTube engagement groups that require me to go from Facebook to YouTube and back and forth. And it's like, I don't think my phone likes that. When I started really doing it heavily, like let's say I drop a link in 5 groups and I have to watch like other videos and stuff, my phone will start freezing up. I've literally started participating less because of that. Or if I do participate, I have to basically do it on my computer because my phone don't like it. And then you know what? This is what I'll say. Ever since I downloaded Messenger on my phone, it's been acting stupid. So maybe it's Messenger. Because Facebook Messenger is real busy. Like, especially if you're in a group chat. Okay, that's y'all don't care. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Yeah,
So
you
we were
gotta
talking about what y'all
upgrade
were
too.
grateful for. Y'all already told me what y'all were grateful for. So I guess we can go on to, the next topic or whatever. Hey, Kiara or Kiara. If y'all are here, can you get this new live a thumbs up? If you here, I appreciate it in advance. I don't know. I almost didn't want to do like my scheduled stuff this week because I just wasn't in a good mood. I feel like with the situation that happened Sunday, although I was not a big Kobe Bryant fan, it just affected my mood. Like I didn't feel like filming anything. I didn't feel like doing anything. And I just felt kind of sad afterwards. And like I saw someone saying on Facebook, like, I'm not sad because I'm a fan. I'm sad because I'm a mother and a wife. And it's like, I don't really want to talk about it because everybody is talking about it. But I'll just say, like, you got to love your people while they're here, because life is short. And I already knew that because, my mom passed when I was 16 and I'm 26. So I learned that lesson in my teens because I lost her and it was unexpected. And I had to learn like how to grow up really fast and all of that or whatever. But at the same time, it was just kind of like, you can't really control when your time comes or when the next person's time comes. So it's like you just have to live your best life and you have to do what makes you happy and not really like waste your energy on situations that don't serve you and people that don't serve you and jobs that don't serve you and everything else. Like you just got to do what makes you happy. So my heart definitely goes out to those impacted by the accident. Not just Kobe Bryant's family, but everybody that was on that plane. Because that's something that you wouldn't expect to happen. And I encourage you, if you got bad blood with somebody that you love, go ahead and give them a hug and hug it out. Don't hold on to the petty stuff. Hey, Chris, what do you have to tell us?
Might have a new job.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Miss Kira. You definitely have to like just hug your family tight, let the little stuff go. That don't mean let folks do you wrong and then you supposed to just go back, but you know. You know how we get into petty arguments with our relative and be like, I ain't talking to her no more. I could feel it. Oh, okay. That sounds cool, Chris.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Definitely efficient too to have a
Yeah.
newer ambulance because you need those. I'm sure it's
So
more
especially if you were
modern.
having issues with stuff breaking down or whatever. But yeah, it was a shift in the atmosphere because I have been feeling pretty high of positivity all month, like just in a really good mood. Um, and then like when that happened, I just was like womp womp. So, and I mean, it's a reason to feel that shift. And then the Grammys were shot that night, and I'm pretty sure that shifted the whole mood for everybody in that scene as well. I don't watch the Grammys often, but I know, like, that was an atmosphere where was a lot of other celebrities were there. And I heard, like, wasn't the Lizzo dedicated her awards and the show to him. And I don't know. Like, I was on Nike earlier today because y'all know I be looking at Nike, and they actually had, like, a tribute to him on their landing page. And it's just, that's something that a lot of folks can relate to, whether you are a basketball fan. Like, for guys, I know it hit a lot of guys heavy. I remember when I was in high school, the guys would be going back and forth about Kobe and Shaq. And there were some that wrote for Shaq, and there'd be some that, I mean, Kobe and LeBron, not Kobe and Shaq, Kobe and LeBron. But it was some that would ride real heavy for Kobe, and it was some that rode really heavy for LeBron. But for those people, I know it hit them hard, like for sure. And you know what? With that, sometimes you just have to love from a distance, because it's like you can forgive them, but protect your peace at the same time. Like, I know for me, I have certain relatives that I don't necessarily have to be up under when we're in the same room, but I let it go. And I let it go. I forgive them. They reach out to hug me. I'm going to hug them back. So I see growth, because if that situation were to happen like 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago, I'd be like, I don't have to ever speak to you again, and I don't care what happens to you. I'm not at that angry point anymore, but it takes a level of maturity. And sometimes people, even they could be older than you. They could be older relatives. They don't ever get that, but you get it at your age, and you have peace. So you just have to, okay, I love you. Bye. You stay over there on that side of the room, or your side of town, and I stay on my side of town, because you do have to protect your peace. Like, if not, you can't let people drain you. And sometimes people drain you. But yeah, the guys could relate for that reason. I think, like, the people that have families and children, they could relate for that reason. And it just hit differently for everybody. But it was definitely like a shock. I was really hoping that it wasn't a reality. I thought, it might be one of them fake news type stories that you see. You know how they be lying and saying somebody passed and it be like a joke. I was really hoping that it was like that, but it wasn't. So that was kind of difficult. It just really put me in a reflective mood. I got off Facebook all of after it came out on Sunday. I didn't want to be on Facebook because that's all I kept seeing. Outside of what I do on Facebook for YouTube, I wasn't really on Facebook because I didn't really want to see it. And then Des, like, he was avoiding Facebook, and it was hard because he watches a lot of sports channels, and he couldn't really watch those because that's what everybody was talking about all over the world. But like I said, it was interesting that Nike did something to tribute on their homepage. Like, if you go to the Nike website right now, you'll see that they have a tribute to Kobe on their page. And I thought that was sweet. Nike's always, like, doing stuff like that makes you kind of, like, go, oh, Nike.
Yeah, Nike. Yeah, I mean,
Nike what? They can't see you.
well, Nike.
He's saying something.
He was one of their big brand ambassadors as far as somebody who wore Nike all the time, which is a big thing. A. B. Kobe, all of his stuff this week has pretty much sold out.
I bet.
So it's one of those things to where Nike's honoring him, but so
Yeah.
many people are honoring him too by buying his stuff and purchasing his jerseys and stuff that I mean a lot of folks are buying it. So it's kinda hard for Nike even if his stuff wasn't selling, it's kind of hard not to
To
give
put
the
it back
spot. Yeah,
out.
it's kind of hard not to give the spotlight given the situation, but also kind of hard to bypass business because that's what it is. It's
And I would
business.
say just, I hope they don't try to, I mean, people go capitalist. Even with YouTube, it was in one of the groups I am, somebody had brought up like people capitalizing off black death and celebrity death. Even like in the creator space, some people that don't talk about life events and stuff are like, oh, I'm going to talk about this because it's trending,
Well,
without
that's
necessarily thinking of how it impacts. So it's just like, I hope that Nike is doing it, yeah, from a business perspective, but as a genuine mindset too. So don't come out with new Kobe stuff and mark it all up because you know that it's on these people's hearts right now. Like if
well.
you restock, keep it the same
Well,
price. That's
let's understand something. America is not a country that practices compassionate capitalism.
well, I don't see why we should mark it up. That's all I'm
Because
saying.
at the end of the day, this is business. The CEOs and everybody
I
at
get that
Nike
I get
who's
that it's business, but if it's not costing you any more to produce it,
no,
why
but you
charge
gotta
more for it?
because your profit margin has raised.
Hmm.
It's costing me the same $4 or $5 to have the shoes made overseas. It's costing me my same shipping price to get it back in. And you're telling me for all of the same cost of this doing it, I can basically almost double the sales? I'm gonna capitalize. It's business. We understand these things. It's business. Everybody's doing
It's
it.
selfish.
YouTube is doing it. You don't think ESPN has done it? Everybody who showed Kobe stuff and ran Kobe stuff on their radio station ain't just doing it because they love Kobe. You get ratings. You make money.
Oh.
Because now when you go forward, guess what? My month of January, when I go and look at my ratings and people want to buy commercials, guess what? My ratings are way up. Which means I get to charge you way more money
I
for
guess, but
buying a
it can't.
commercial.
I'm just saying it can't just be about money. Like, cause
I would hope not.
someone said
I
something
would
along
hope
the
not,
lines of
but
people making a bunch of content about Kobe and efforts to get paid or whatever. So I chimed in and I said, well, I'm pretty sure it's gonna come up on my live session on Wednesday, but it's not the majority of what I'm gonna be talking about. And I think that if you're a monetized creator, I'm not gonna cut off my monetization just because I'm mentioning something that happened, because I wouldn't cut it off otherwise. Like if you go back, first of all, I've been on YouTube since 2009. First, secondly, if you go back, you'll see I've talked about all kinds of things, not just this, but just in general when things happen. Gucci got out of jail. I talked about that. That's not the same as a death, but like I think I even talked about um not Trayvon Martin. I think it was, I don't want to say the name wrong, but it was like a similar incident to that of Trayvon Martin. I talked about it and I was like, when is that gonna stop? Like, why is this a thing that keeps happening? And I mean, YouTube really don't like when you talk about stuff like that, and they'll probably cut the monetization off anyway, because when you talk about tragedy, it's not ad friendly. So when you talk about like devastating things, um, like sex trafficking, death, black on black crime,
shit,
police brutality, YouTube will quickly cut that off
I
and
would
say
never
that
be making no money.
they're limiting the ads on that because it's not advertising friendly. But I'm
Shit.
gonna talk about what I'm gonna talk about because this channel is about real talk, lifestyle, and reviews. Even like I'll give y'all another example. I have a bunch of videos on my channel about birth control and my experiences with a specific birth control, and it has hella views. But a lot of the videos in that topic have limited monetization because YouTube doesn't want you to tell about things like that. But it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like the video is popular because women are using the same birth control and are going through the same things that I went through. So, I mean, it's not just about monetization for me. For me, it's always about sharing experiences and talking about the things that we sweep under the rug in efforts to bring them to light and be better.
That's true. I don't
And
disagree.
YouTube and ad friendly people don't always like that. They want you to talk about, ooh, check out this new shapewear. Check out this haul. I do both, okay? Yeah, so that's just something to know. Like when you get monetized, YouTube can definitely say that basically, like when you get monetized, you have like a little green dollar symbol. That means your video is gonna get the ads on it. If you get a yellow symbol, you will get limited ads. Excuse me. And so before they just did this new COPPA thing where they don't want you to put your kids in the videos, if you had kids in your videos or if you had something that wasn't like necessarily nice per se or sex even, then they would probably limit your views on it. Even if you did like a bra review, sometimes that could get limited ads because they feel like it's not friendly. But if it's something popular like Savage Fenty, Lane Bryant, I don't know, just like a popular brand. What's that brand that not Savage? It's a brand that a lot of like plus size influencers use. I can't even remember her name now that I'm trying to think of it.
Fashion Nova.
Oh well, Fashion Nova is one, but no, it's an activewear brand, and you see the advertisements on YouTube, but you see it on Facebook. And it's like you can get 2 leggings for 24 or something like that.
No
I can't remember, y'all, but if it's not something popular like that, they probably turn your advertisements off.
You know what I mean?
So being too sexy, being too vulgar, talking about things that are considered controversial could possibly get your ads cut off. For that, not forever, but just for that specific video. So even if you get a lot of views, you may not be able to get a lot of revenue on that video. Thank you. Yes, that's the one I was talking about. I can't remember it, but I'm subscribed to some bigger creators, and I can't remember one of the girls' names, but she actually used to do like sex videos and like plus size body positivity, and she has a huge brand deal with Fabletics, and she is her own advertisement when you go to her videos now. Like she has on the leggings and stuff, but yeah, so in fact, somebody told me that I should try to get into another niche besides the real talk because it's going to be slower to grow. And honestly, the person was right. But I was just like, I kind of want to be my own self. Like, I feel like a lot of times Black creators get stuck in a box. Like, you have to be funny. You have to be a fashion girl. You have to be a makeup girl. You have to be reviewing wigs, or you're not going to grow because that's the box that they want us to be in. And for me, I'm like, yeah, girl, I'll review a wig. I'll review, the waist trainer or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I still want to be true to who I am. I'm not just a beauty influencer or a plus size influencer. Like, nah, I'm a person with real life experiences. And my real life experiences have helped other people. So why should I not talk about those things just because? See, that's what I was talking about. You see how you just be... But yeah, why should I not talk about those things just because it's not advertisement friendly? Honey, I'm not just doing it for ad revenue. I don't care. Like,
well, I mean, they understand that most people
real recognize real.
Most people who do it are once they learn about the money that can be made, they realize that that's what a lot of people want out of it.
The secret is building a community.
I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is most people most people are willing to conform in order to make money. And that's all YouTube is understanding, is that you're willing to conform to make money, and when you do, hey, you help them and they're able to help you. That's just the way they see doing business, because that's what most people are gonna do, especially if they're trying to grow a following versus having a following. Because I'm sure most folks who have like really good numbers, once they get to a certain point, you can't tell them what they can and can't talk about. They're gonna talk about it, and you still gonna advertise on their page because they have traffic.
That's true.
So
and that, you know what, and that's why I always say that it's good to be who you are. Just be true to who you are. And build your following being you. That way, when you get there, you can continue to be you.
I mean, that's all it really can be. Because if not, you're going to be pivoting every time something changes and just trying to get on that wave and ride it out and then change. You got to have some kind of consistency when you're running a business, because that's essentially what it is. If you look at it as, hey, they want to pay you a certain amount of money, you're going to get monetized, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. It's business. So when you're doing business, you have to have that one steady product that you can go to, and then you have all of your secondary products and secondary services that you offer. So if you offer real talk, you offer real talk. But the biggest thing, like you're saying, is creating that community where once you get so high, They can't deny you. That's all it really is. But I mean, hey, that's tis life being a business owner and trying to adjust to what everybody else wants.
Okay, y'all. What else y'all want to talk about tonight? Ask me some questions. Somebody commented my other live, so I was trying to navigate them to come on over to this one. She was like, I can't video chat, y'all. But hey, I'm here. And I'm like, oh, that's because that one ended. You got to come to this one.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Ooh, I sat in the sauna and I feel a little bit, but it didn't help too much.
You tired?
No, I tried to do a recovery day and basically just let my muscles.
It's Saya sleep.
No,
No.
it's too early for Saya to be asleep.
Saya is usually asleep at this time, but when we go live, he is not asleep. Hi,
Hello.
D. How are you?
Um, yeah,
Hi,
it's
Miss Elite. How are you?
he knows when we get to shoot that he has
He
a
gets
little
to,
bit
he be
extra
getting
time.
over. He be
Yeah,
in
that's
there
all.
watching TV quietly.
But he end up paying for it in the morning because I make sure I go in there and wake him up right
Right on
on time.
time.
And
And
then
he be really sleepy Thursday night. He'll go to sleep on his own at like 8:30.
right. So it ends up balancing out. He ends up staying up decently on Wednesday, and then Thursday he end up going to bed. Going to bed soon. Have a good night. Have a great night, Chris.
Wait,
Thanks for stopping
Chris.
by.
What was your question? Because you had a question. I don't know if you ever asked a question.
He didn't have a question. He was saying he had the news about them getting a new ambulance.
Yes, he did. Scroll up.
He did? I missed that. I didn't think I missed him.
I'm trying to get...
Oh, he did have a question.
Like before he goes to sleep.
Yeah. Not much, Miss Elite. Not much at all.
No, we did briefly talk about Kobe Bryant, but that wasn't the focus of this conversation. And we did the what are you grateful for? So Chris is, I guess I'm going to say Chris is grateful that they got a new ambulance because he shared. And then my cousin, So Much Ma, she is excited about the happiness and peace and of life that she's had lately. And I was grateful that I made it through boot camp on Monday because it was definitely difficult. Y'all know I do Zumba. Zumba is my zen. That's where I'm at. And boot camp is not Zumba, okay? It's burpees, it's running, it's sprints. And then I cut my foot on some glass Sunday too. And I think I still have some of it in there. I tried to get it out. I don't know if it's out or not, but it's still a little sore. And I still pushed through and did the boot camp workout. So
thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. I'm fine. It was just a little small piece of glass. I dropped a jar of pickles in the kitchen on Friday, and we tried to sweep up all the glass, but it was just a little bitty small piece. Uh, a little bitty small piece that was left, and it got in my foot, and I was trying to get it out, and I don't know if it's out, so I might have to go to the doctor Friday and have them look at it. But I went and did Zumba anyway on Tuesday, and on Monday I did the boot camp with Dez, and it was challenging. Like, we had to do burpees. Dez was sweating. It was great because Dez was strength trained. So with Dez strength trains, like I already feel like a beginner compared to him because I do cardio. I don't strength train. So we did something together, and he actually liked it. Even though he wouldn't admit, I think he wouldn't admit it because it was a lady that taught the class.
No, I didn't say I didn't like it. I said, but what I said was I had worked out that day, and I'd already sat in the sauna, and I had did my cardio, so I had my one workout for the day. So when I came down, I had just got done doing cardio, and yes, the course was hard. I won't say that it wasn't. But doing it after working out was definitely a little bit more challenging. But it's a good class. I won't say that it's not. It is. The only issue I had is that you have an instructor in there who's constantly telling you get from station to station.
Oh yeah,
and do the workout.
Des didn't like that she was telling us to do things, but she wasn't doing it. Like, usually the classes are structured, so it's like you'll have your instructor in the front, and then we'll be in the back, and they'll be doing the exercises with us. like as we do it. But in this particular class, it's not like that. She didn't stretch us out. She told us to stretch, but she didn't stretch us out. And um she walked us through each section at the beginning and demonstrated the exercises. But after that, she just kind of was like, it was like gym class.
It's free form.
It was like gym class.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you would take PE and then the PE teacher would be like, all right, you got to run 5 laps across the thing. Come on, let's go, let's go. They're not doing it with you, but they like, let's go, let's go.
You ahead of time, so it's not like
exactly.
It's not bad. Like it's effective.
It was super effective, and then like if you weren't doing it right, she'll help you. Like, okay, well let's try to modify it like this. But she wasn't doing it with us the whole time.
But yeah, like when I work out, I normally work out by myself. So when I work out,
you don't want nobody in your ear like, come on, let's go. Get up. Come on, you've been here. You vacationing. She kept saying you vacationing.
Like,
get up.
Like if you're not working out with me, I really don't want you kind of squawking in my ear, telling me to get through certain stuff. Right. And that's what I'm like, that's not something I'm good with. Like when I was working out with the group I used to work out with, we were all pushing each other, but we were all doing the same stuff. You were all doing your hour of cardio before you worked out. So it's like, cool, everybody's tired from doing their hour.
Yeah.
And that way, when like, you're going into lifting...
How many stations was it, baby?
It was 5 stations.
5 or 6
But it was 5 stations with 3 exercises at each station.
Yeah, so you had to try
a certain number of reps and a certain number of sets.
And you had to try to go around the stations 3 times. I made it around the station twice. And the first time I took a class, I made it around 1.5. So I felt proud. I was thankful because I felt proud to make it through. And some of the exercises that were the same, because it wasn't the exact same workout, but some of the ones that were the same, I was better at doing the first time with the foot that was sore from the class. Like the sprints, the cardio part wasn't hard to me, like the sprints. Then we had to do like these high lows. It kind of reminded me of gym or like basketball training.
It's basketball training.
And then the abs station, we had to do like these plank type things, and like my abs game has been real weak since I had Josiah.
It's like plank crunches.
Crunches, regular sit-ups is what I did, but it was like a sit-up to a crunch or a crunch to a sit-up, and then it was like scissor ab thing, and then there was a step. You had to go around the world on the step and kind of like hup your feet like this around the little rectangle board, and then you do them little knee things on the board, and then it was like burpees on the board, and then what was you forgot what he was gonna ask. Okay, if you remember, just let us know if you pop back in. And then we had to do some push-ups and arm shoulder presses,
shoulder press, push-ups, and
some other arm exercise. And then there were squats and some leg exercise, squats bouncing from back to back, and then you had to do it again. So you see how tiring that sounds, me just talking and saying it. It was a lot.
Yeah.
But I would go again just because I'm trying to like shock my body, because I've been doing Zumba for so long. Like, I'm plateauing. Do y'all know I did my midweek weigh-in and I weighed the same number that I weighed on January 1st? I was pissed. And yes, I do have a piece of cake right here, but I'm still pissed because I've been going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, I am.
She said I would have died. I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. No, this is not him. Hey, how you doing? No, that was my baby daddy.
It's a difficult class. It's worth it, but I don't know. I mean, I'm good with not doing my cardio and my. I'm good with not doing my cardio and my
Oh God, hold on, y'all.
My lifting together, really.
I feel like I blocked them last time.
They were, and I'm not sure.
How they get to come back?
How do you even have that as a picture for your profile without that being flagged?
Pornography report.
Okay. Um. Yeah, it's different, but I mean, hey, whatever works for you that allows you to make progress, that's good. I've just been trying to make sure I drink a gallon of water every day. Try to make sure I sit in the sauna every day, or not every day, but at least 4 to 5 times a week. Do cardio 4 to 5 times a week, lift 4 to 5 times a week, and just try to eat better. So, and I have supplements that I've been taking, fat burners and pre-workout pills,
I haven't
and
been taking nothing. I think I want
yeah,
to start taking something. Like, I'm trying to do it without taking nothing that I can't afford to keep doing.
yeah, it's
You have a
not.
sponsor, so
Yeah, I
you
do.
gotta make sure you mention all that. Hey, Destiny, it's okay if you're not late. I mean, it's okay if you're late. You missed the technical difficulties part, so that's
Yeah,
good.
it's different. It's a lot of
What does a
time and
fair do?
a lot of
Sitting in
time and
where do?
effort.
Sitting in the sauna?
Sitting in the sauna, it helps to it helps with your water weight. So normally, like I'm drinking a gallon of water a day, but I'm probably getting rid of a decent bit of water too just by sitting in the sauna. But it's also good for flushing toxins and just a lot of other stuff. I also use it just to go in there and meditate. Um, I go in there and I go
Oh,
in with
Destiny,
my,
that's so sweet. I don't even know how to change my settings, but I'll look into it.
and that's what
I
I've
need a
been doing. I do a
detox.
daily
I
detox.
need to do something because I've plateaued. I told y'all I weigh the same number that I weighed on January 1st.
This is
So let me tell y'all what's been
this is
happening.
detox tea.
I've been losing 2 pounds, gaining half a pound. Losing 2 pounds, gaining half a pound. Then I eat some carbs and then I'm back at the same weight. Like, I'm filming a weight loss update on Friday. It's gonna come out on Friday. I mistakenly double uploaded today because that thrift store video was supposed to come out today and the pot roast video was supposed to come out Friday, but I moved it because the weight loss update is gonna come out Friday and I haven't even filmed it yet. I'm actually gonna film it like on Friday and publish it Friday because I want it to be like in real time. And then I'm gonna try to keep like put some clips of like some of the exercises that I did this month and do goals for next month. And I'm doing a diet bed. A diet bed. It starts on February 3rd. Hold on. I'm about to put the link in here. The diet bed, if y'all don't know what diet bed is, diet bed is basically like a site. It's kind of like Live a Healthy Wage or something like that. But it's a site where you can bet on yourself to lose a certain amount of weight. So, but usually most of the challenges are like 4 weeks long. You have 28 days. You have to lose 4% of your body weight in that 28 days. And if you don't, then you'll lose your bet. The one that I am in, my friend Victoria, we've been YouTube friends for like 5 years, like since we were both pregnant, I think. And our children are about the same age. She has a really successful channel. I'm about to link it down below. Like, she has over 50,000 subscribers. And when we were both started, we both had like 1,500 subscribers. And she's like really big. And she's always been really true and stayed true to who she is. And I love her so much. But we're doing this together. But she set the diet bet and stuff up because she's trying to lose weight. So I'm about to link her diet bed down below and her channel if y'all want to check it out. But it starts on February 3rd. The game is already up. I already paid my $10. And if you win, then you get to split the pot with whoever wins. And if you lose, then you donate. Yes, come on now. Des done knocked the whole camera stand down trying to look at the TV. We sorry. You made it crooked. Back it up. See?
You already had it crooked.
I didn't have it crooked. It got crooked because you knocked it down. Okay. Sorry about that. And that's her channel if you want to check it out. And her name is Victoria Lachey on YouTube. But yeah, that's a healthy thing that I'm trying to do to try to get myself out of this plateau. A year ago, I did the cabbage soup diet, and that helped me lose 7 pounds in a week. But it was extremely hard to maintain that weight loss. So I don't know if I want to do that again. And then I had to eat that soup for 7 days. Cabbage soup is kind of, it's not nasty. Let me not make that face. It's just that you start craving other stuff. But like, it helps you to get off the salt. It helps you to limit your carbs. It's, yeah. Girl, you crazy. I think I would cry too. Well, that ain't gonna work for me. It's gonna make me mad. Oh my goodness.
Hadn't heard that one before.
I heard that you're supposed to eat in front of the mirror and it'll make you realize like how much you putting in your mouth.
Oh yeah, no, I don't do that either.
I'm like, I feel guilty about myself.
Well,
y'all think y'all slick though. What are y'all grateful for? Some of y'all didn't tell me what you was grateful for.
The only thing with the one thing with wanting to eat less is when you work out really, really hard, you don't want to negate your workout.
That's true. Because after boot camp, I ain't put no rice on my plate. Because I was like, I ain't finna mess up this workout.
Exactly. So now you start to realize that you don't want to mess up your workout. So the harder you push yourself, the more you realize, hey, I can't have fast food today. I can't sit at home and have whatever I want. I got to be a little bit more structured in order to
Oh, that's so sweet. I just think, I don't know. I think that like, I don't know what it is. My metabolism, it just feels like it's just stuck where it is. I just want to, I need something. Maybe I do need a detox or one of them colon cleanses or something. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you for sharing, Miss Elite. I nursed my son for about a year, but I would say heavily for 6 months. I feel like the latter part of the 6 months, he was just kind of using me as a pacifier because he had milk for me, but he also had like formula too. And because I went back to work so quickly, I don't feel like I was producing enough to like do it full time, but it was a great bonding experience. And I was snatched back then when I was breastfeeding, okay? Like 70 pounds lighter.
yeah, I mean,
maybe not 70 pounds, but at least a good 50 pounds lighter I was when I was breastfeeding. And that was before I got on birth control too. 3 times the recommended amount of laxatives so she could start fresh on her diet. That sounds like it would be horrible. You would send yourself to the bathroom.
That's what this detox is, though. I mean, it's not a laxative, but it's a detox. And I do this normally 3 times a day.
Oh,
that's wonderful.
That's so sweet. Yes. I think people that choose to deal with other people's kids full time are a blessing because sometimes your children can try you, but they're yours. Other people's kids try you and you can't do anything but say, don't do that. You know, you can't really jack them up like you can with your own kids. I'm not saying jack your kids up, but y'all know what I'm saying. You can't lay hands on other people's kids the way you might lay hands on yours. So I say that respectfully to say.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
6 months is definitely.
6 months is such an innocent age.
Yeah,
I always look back at my pictures of Saya when he was that little.
They ain't doing too much.
And I'm like, oh, look at my little boo. Like in my cubicle at work. I'm like, look at my little baby. They're like, that's your son. I'm like, yes. But he's, you know, he's not that young anymore. He's 4.5. He'll be 5 this summer. So, yeah. Aww. I miss them little moments. Let me let the baby fever go out the window because I'm not trying to have another baby right now at all. I mean, if it happens, it happens, but I don't want one right now. Oh, see, and that means you really love the baby when you get excited about those little milestones. Like, seeing them sit up for the first time, turn over for the first time, they start saying their little words. Sometimes the nanny and the babysitter catches those first before the parents do, especially if the parents are working. Like, you might catch the baby's first words. That's like the part that makes me sad. Like, when you have to work, you end up missing, the firsts if you're always at work. So I'm trying to think, y'all.
I kept catching my hair on the sides. I got tired of catching it because it's starting to hurt. So, sorry.
A moment of silence for Des.
I ain't gotta have no moment of silence. I'm just tired of catching my hair with my dog.
That is a blessing. Sorry for coughing in y'all face. Now you cracking your neck too? Dang. We have some content coming together in February that y'all are gonna see. And it was hard to edit it because Des get on my nerves over there doing silly stuff and just doing all this weird stuff. And I'm just like, Des, I can't edit that out. I know that's right. Ew, the little emoji looks so, it's green over here, but it's blue right there. We were watching the news and caught myself saying people need to beat their damn kids in front of the mom. Oh, Lord. She probably knew you meant not her kid, but you just meant like the moms, the parents need to whoop their kids when they're not being good. Because, you know how some folks feel like their kids can't do no wrong, but their kids be real bad. Those are the ones. And then you got to listen to your kids too, because sometimes some people don't like kids, but they work with kids, and then they end up trying to give your child a hard time because they don't like kids, and they be in the wrong profession. Just like I think it's some nurses that don't really like taking care of people, but they're in the profession because it makes money. You can tell in how they treat people when they go in.
She hadn't decided yet, Miss Elite. She's still working.
I was saying during the live that I looked on the Apple website because I don't want to change carriers because I'm cheap. Metro PCS is my current carrier because they're cheap. My dad and I are on the same plan because Desmond is on his plan with his mom and his brother, family plans. And my dad and I are on a plan, and it's like $86 a month for both of us. If I buy the phone that I want from Apple, I can get it unlocked with the SIM card, no carrier. The phone the cheapest one is the iPhone 8, or I can get the iPhone 8 Plus. And I can get it with Apple Care and theft protection, and it's like $800. It's a lot of money. I'm like, that's tax time type investments. But that's a lot, that's a big chunk. So there's that. But then I saw they had iPhone X, iPhone XR, iPhone 11. And I was just like, dang. These are like over $1,000. Like, I haven't even spent that much to get me a Mac yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could get a Mac for $1,000 versus this phone because I don't want to pay something that I have to pay on. Like, I want to own my phone. I don't want to have to pay on it. I always buy my phones outright. So that's one option. Other option would be to switch to a Samsung Galaxy Note or Note something, whatever it is. Because I have a handful of YouTube friends that film with that, including the Victoria person that I told y'all to go check out. They film on a Samsung phone, and it looks like an iPhone. Like, their quality is amazing. And what I've learned, even with my LG phone, is that if you have good lighting, you can film on an Android. But the Samsung is pretty much like the top of the line Android option that will give you like the emojis, the black ones, the Bitmojis and all that good stuff. Like I don't have Bitmoji. I could download the app, but I don't have it. But Samsung is more compatible with like doing stuff just like Apple is. I wouldn't say it's better, but it's, you know, compatible. So just waiting for those taxes to be approved and come on in so I can make some final decisions. Because then I also wanted to get a new camera too. So I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do like a new camera, a new iPhone, and a new laptop, you know. There's nothing wrong with my laptop, so that don't have to happen right now. But the phone thing, like, because I'm serious about connecting and doing lives, like I'm doing 1 a week. I might start doing 2 a week sometimes. I can't have the phone freezing up. Dad's like, you can use mine. I'm like, but what if you're not here and I still want to go live? I need my own phone.
I'm not sure what would happen at that
So,
point.
you know, be freezing. We lasted 8 minutes. And I haven't even been on this phone today. I left it alone. I had it charging and it still froze up after 8 minutes. Like, that's embarrassing. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, I know you like, girl, that was a long answer. I haven't decided. Des is right. I haven't decided. But I got some options. You want to convince me to join Apple, Team Apple. And the funny thing is, when you look on the Apple website, it tries to suggest that you join Verizon, Sprint, or AT&T and connect it to them. Oh, you have an 8+? Do you like it? See, you have an 8+. And I know people that had an 8+ and they like their 8+.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with 8+. Get whatever you want to get.
The 8+ is the cheapest one.
Go for it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Like I said, I use a 7 for work. It's not my phone. I keep putting that disclaimer. It's not my phone, so I don't use it for YouTube. But the iPhone 7, like, it's taught me the basic functionalities of iPhone, and it's cool. Camera quality is good. Video quality is better. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to have no extravagant phone. I can make it do what it do with the ring light. That's all I'll be trying to say. Oh. I know you can pay as you go, but I feel like that's another bill. Like, I already have a mortgage payment and a car note that I don't want anymore. That I might be making my life worse because I might be trading in the car because I got talked into getting something I didn't want. Like, I'm not strong. I get there and people haggle me. Like, I can go in there and say, I want the iPhone 8+. If the salesman is good, I'll end up walking out with something that I didn't want because they're convincing. That's how I ended up with the car that I have right now. I went in there and I said, I want a Toyota Camry. And the salesman convinced me to get he's shaking his head at Josiah and he went to go make him go back. So, not at me. I walked out the room. I walked out the car dealership with a Nissan Versa note. That was not what I wanted, but I got convinced. And I drive a Nissan Versa note. Like, and I still want my Camry. So I'm like, I might go get my Camry. But now, I'm gonna have to like trade that in and still have to pay on that on top of something else. So I have to go in there and know what I want. Otherwise, I'm gonna get bamboozled. Destiny, exactly. I know how they are. Like, I'm like, I really want, iPhone 8. And I can hear them going, no, you should get the iPhone XR. No, you should get the iPhone 11. You said you do YouTube videos. No, you don't want the 8. You want this one. And I'm like, oh my goodness. No. I know that's right. Walmart has some good screen protectors. And Amazon. Apple is expensive. That's part of the reason why I'm not trying to go. Metro is not horrible unless you travel outside of the US a lot. Yeah, exactly. They're like, I see you like to do videos on Snapchat and TikTok. You need the iPhone XR. I'm like, no. I think Desmond, this is an iPhone XR that we're recording on. The picture quality is amazing. I often use Des's camera to take pictures sometimes, and it gets on his nerves, but you know, thanks for being my camera. I bet they would. And I want to pay, okay, if I don't pay for it completely that day, I would want to pay for at least half of it up front. Because I really don't want to be paying on a phone that's going to be upgraded, because they're going to come out with a new one. And then it's going to be an old phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be owing them folks and having to pay on that. I want my bill to be cheap. Metro PCS actually sells iPhones now. They started about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. So what they usually have is an iPhone 6, which is like the basic. And then at the last time when I upgraded and got this phone, I think they had an iPhone 8 Plus. And this was before the iPhone XR and iPhone X came out. So they have like the basic iPhone 6, and then they have whatever the newest iPhone is. And that, like, if you want something that's in between, you probably have to purchase it like online if they have it, or they'll have to try to find you a location that's bigger, like a corporate store, where they can get it from you online. I never heard of Mercury before. I know what eBay is, and I see stuff on Amazon. And my cousin was saying like offer up 5 miles. And I know my stepsister, she bought her mom an iPhone for Christmas like that. Like it was someone's used iPhone, and it was nothing wrong. It wasn't no scam or nothing. It was a good phone. It was an older model, and she happy with it. I can see myself doing that. Like, here, the budget is $300. Find me the best phone used you can give me. Cause I don't need all the fancy stuff. Like, I'm not a flexing type. I'm not trying to say anybody is a flexing if you have, a good a new iPhone. That's not my point. I'm just not the person like, ooh, I gotta have the next newest thing. Like, no, I'm about like efficiency and convenience. Like, does this help me go live once a week? Can I use this as a backup camera for my YouTube videos? Is this something that helps me FaceTime my family? Cool. It don't have to do all that extra stuff, because I'm never going to be able to keep up with that. Same thing with cars. I've always either wanted a Nissan, a Honda, or a, what's the other one? Toyota. Thank you. I am all about efficiency. I'm from Georgia, and I'm in Georgia. I don't feel like I have an accent. I got an accent.
You don't. Nobody ever
no
thinks they have
accent,
an
no.
accent when you're in your region. But
Oh,
you
my
hear people
bad.
from New York.
I'm from Georgia.
You hear from people from New York. You think they have an accent. Alabama people have an accent. California people have an accent. Everybody has an accent for their region of the world.
I don't think I got one, y'all. Oh, you're from Minnesota. Okay.
So to her, you
Hey.
would definitely have
I
an
sound
accent.
Southern. So Savannah people have an accent more different than Atlanta
Definitely.
folks.
Definitely, Savannah folks have an accent. Savannah folks almost speak their own language.
They do.
And the bad thing is,
Where's roll call? Where all of y'all at?
the
Okay.
longer you sit in Savannah, the more you start to pick up the language.
I
and
think
it scares you.
some of y'all are in Florida. Y'all are in my neighboring state, which is my favorite. You'll be investing in your YouTube if you get the newer phone, so you don't have to worry about updates.
Yeah,
She sounds like so convincing.
Yosha doesn't.
You're in New York. Oh, cool.
If I can help it, Yosha don't go shopping for certain stuff by herself.
Yeah, after that car, you didn't go with me.
I went with you, and you end up going back the next day, and I was just like, nah,
Des,
I'm not coming up there.
you were being standoffish with the salesman.
Yeah, because everything he was trying to sell you was crap, and I kept saying it. Of course I'm going to be standoffish with him. He don't want me to tell you that.
But you didn't tell me that.
Yes, I was telling you that. That's why I told you we could go home, because nothing there. is gonna be what you're looking for. You already said what you're looking for. So if he's not offering you
Well,
what
you
you
did. You
want,
that's
why
when
am
you
I?
should have pulled me to the side, like, babe.
Yosha, I
No,
did.
you didn't. You were
Yes, I
just ready to
did.
go because of
Yosha, the
Josiah.
first time he showed you that car, I pulled you to the side and I said, Yosha, this is not what you want. He's showing you the price. It's already used. He's talking about this camera. He's talking about all this other stuff that you're not gonna use no way when you drive. So that's
So you have
neither
to
here
think it
nor
makes
there.
them nervous, and they start saying you can give you a better deal, discounts. Oh, I know for next time, because
Yeah,
I'm
so
coming
I
in
was
there
just
like I either
like,
want a 2019 or a 2020 Toyota Camry. If you don't have it, then don't show me nothing else. I'm leaving.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
all I
I
want.
was, that's what I'm
The now
like,
and honestly, like I had somebody tell me what to do and everything, and it just kind of went out the window. So I don't know. They was like, "Yo, the best car to get for someone like you would either be the Toyota Camry or the Nissan Altima." So how I walked out with a damn Nissan Versa note is beyond me.
yeah, I was just like, oh, okay.
Exactly. It's beyond me. I got bean boozled. Like I've been known for being gullible. I've gotten better, but I remember one time this lady had a hard luck story at Walmart, and she was scamming, and I fell for it, and I gave her $10, and then somebody I was with was like, "Yosha, they scamming. Don't do that." I'm like, why you ain't tell me before I gave my money? I'm like, you know what? It was on my heart to do the right thing, so I don't feel bad. But now I don't want to hear nobody in Walmart when they be like, "Can you help me out?" You have a 2030 Toyota. Or they gonna be like, "I have a 2021 coming out. Let me show." No, I'm like, I don't want it. I want the 2019. Thank you. But honestly, I want the 2020 because doesn't that sound better? Like I want a 2020. 2020
And
vision.
there's no,
2020.
okay.
No, but I just want a Toyota Camry, and I don't really want it to be used. I want to put the mileage and the dents in the car, and they can have my Versa note that I. Y'all, I never mind. I ain't finna tell the story. Yeah, you're right. And I don't want the car note to be higher. It's already a pretty decent price, and I'm sure it'll go up if I get another one. Okay, I was just gonna embarrass myself and say that a week after getting that Nissan Versa, I was backing out at work and I hit this pole, and the door on the passenger side hasn't opened since that day. A week after buying the car. And and I didn't tell my insurance company because I didn't want my insurance to go up. I know they would have fixed it. But I didn't want my insurance to go up. And yeah, that door doesn't open. So it's a car for four, but only three can ride unless you want to climb through the window. So yeah, it might get traded in this year because it's been about what, 18 months?
Somewhere around
It'll
there.
be about 18 months of me having the car. And I just felt like that was affirmation that God didn't want me to have that car, and I got being boozled. Because after driving an old raggedy car, I never dented up a car, but a week into a new car, I dent up the car like that. And then I went to, quote getting it fixed, and it was definitely like $1,500. And I was just like, oh gosh, well, it's only three in my family anyway, so we'll just keep it the way it is. I financed the car. I financed the car. Can you stop looking like that? You look disappointed. You embarrassing. You don't gotta.
I'm not
You
embarrassing. You did
embarrassing.
it.
That's embarrassing. It could
You
have
did
happened
it.
to anyone. Anybody else have them big old poles at their job? Maybe not. But plenty of people have done it. I'm just glad that I learned a lesson. He nodded like, he don't have to help out with it. So he nodded like he do. So I don't understand why he looking like that. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You be done messed up your car. I know if I get my new car, I won't be parking near Nam-Pole. Yosha will leave for work earlier. So she won't have to park near the pole. And I'm not a morning person, but I'm not messing up my new car the second time. So yeah, that's the whole moral of the story is pay attention. Pay attention when you go somewhere and try to buy something, and pay attention when you drive, because what had happened was I didn't realize that. Shut up.
I'm
I
just
didn't.
laughing because everybody's stories.
I
When you
didn't
tell
really.
them what had happened was, you finna say.
Babe, let me finish telling my story, okay? So, what had happened was the mirror was too close to the pole, and I was backing out and I wasn't really paying attention. So the mirror was scrubbing against the pole, and I kept trying to back the car up anyway. So it got caught, and it caused it to kind of dent up the side of the car. And it's not that noticeable. But once I closed the door, because the door was open, I was able to open the door initially, but I closed it to get out, and I couldn't open it back up after it closed. So I was just like, dang. So yeah. Yeah, I know they're gonna roll the balance up. So it's basically gonna make my new car cost about maybe $9,000 to $10,000 more than what it is. But I don't know. Maybe I can finance it to where the note is still low and I have to pay on it longer to keep the amount that I have to pay close to what I'm already paying. Because I don't really see myself wanting another car unless we end up with like 3 kids. You see that reaction. I don't think he wants 3 kids. I think
I don't have a problem with
I think
three
he
kids,
wants
but
one more kid.
no, I don't have a problem with 2 more kids. It's just 2 more kids and understanding a working vehicle. That's all. You can't have like
They're having another baby.
You can't have like 3 car seats or 3
I don't
booster
think
seats in the back seat. That's all I'm saying.
So then I would need another car, but it would be your turn, not my turn. I'm not a truck driver. You want a truck. I don't.
I mean, yeah.
So you would be getting a new car at that point. I would not.
I just want to go ahead and
No, I'm not pregnant.
no,
He's just saying that 3 car seats can't fit in a Camry.
Not comfortably, and they can't fit in the backseat of my car either. So I would have to go get the Honda CRV that I've been wanting. So
a truck, a minivan. Nah, I'm not buying it.
I'm not driving no damn minivan.
What's wrong with a minivan?
Who the fuck wants a minivan?
People with 3 kids.
No, you don't. Go ahead and drive it, soccer mom. I don't want that.
I'm not buying. If I buy this Camry, I'm not buying another car until I'm like, until I'm 35 when I pay it off.
No, I have.
Because it's gonna take me 9 years to pay it off.
I have somebody where I can.
I would love to have a soccer mom car. You can make a ton of money on Uber with it.
Well, go ahead.
You can Uber and Lyft.
I don't want to.
Look at Destiny. Look at Destiny thought we said. No, we didn't say that.
Nah, but I don't want to. I would rather have like a Honda CRV or like a Chevy Tahoe, something that is kind of spacious in the back seat for children. Which is fine. The only thing that I always take into consideration with that is gas prices. Yeah, I've been wanting a Honda CRV since I was like a sophomore in college, just because it's spacious. It's not gonna drink as much gas as say a Chevy Tahoe, but you still have a decent amount of space. And I like Hondas anyway, so that's whenever I go get a new car, that's my go-to. Is a Honda CRV, especially if it's one where I can lay the seats down when it's time to go grocery shopping or when it's time to go do business and I'm on the road with a bunch of merchandise in the back seat. It's a little bit easier to travel. So that is the next car I want. I have somebody I go to.
A 3-row car?
I wouldn't mind having a 3-row car just because it makes it a little bit more convenient. How
good are those cars on gas, though?
3-row cars? They're going to be a little bit bigger.
What about CRV? Is that good on gas?
CRVs are pretty decent. I had a Ford Escape, which is generally around the same size, and the Ford Escape did pretty good on gas. But it depends if it's a V4 versus a V6. A CRV is going to be a V6, which means it's going to drink a little bit more gas than normal. So, yeah, and it does depend on the brand. So, it just depends.
Oh, that's not bad. That's
Yeah,
like, that's about $10 more than what I fill my car up
and
with.
that's what I end up. That's what I pretty much pay to fill up my tank now is $40. So
Do
I mean,
you?
yeah, that's what it costs because my Honda's a V6.
Now I'm thinking about a Honda whatever it's called. Because I
I
know I
mean,
want to expand my family anyway. Durangos eat gas.
yes,
That must
they
be what you
do.
have.
Huh?
Oh, okay. How do you like driving an SUV? I just feel like I wouldn't be good at driving a big car. Ooh, I wouldn't mind the space because I would like to. I want to start going on more trips. So I feel like the space. That little boy don't need to keep eating snacks. He would normally be asleep. My husband lets him get away with everything. You crazy. He is playing us right now. Because he knows. Then as soon as he come in here, y'all should have seen him last week when we got back. He was tired. That boy fell asleep in like 60 seconds. As soon as we stopped doing the live, he came in here and fell asleep. Stumbled. It's like he be waiting up. I know we're kind of loud, but I'm just saying, like, he's getting over. And I'm the one that's like, no. And Dad's like, here you go. And I'm like, you know, maybe because Messiah his own separate channel because I'm not trying to get my comments. I'm not trying to get my comments cut off for the rest of forever because I feature him on here for 5 seconds. Because YouTube be playing. They be coming up with rules every year that make it harder for people to try to be themselves and whatever they're trying to do. You don't think so, Miss Elite?
What was the thing?
And you probably should. There's a lot of weird people out here. And I've seen some sickos come on the live that I've had to use that block button for because that stuff I don't like playing with is people that want to like be gross when it comes to kids and stuff like that. I don't like that. That's not funny to me.
Yeah, that's not something.
Or like I remember I posted pictures of my not pictures. I used to post like vlogs of my son when he was like under 1. So I do like updates, every time he had a doctor's appointment. And one of the popular ones was a video where he got shots. And it was some ignorant people trolling the video and saying like really mean things about my child, and I just blocked them. Like, no, you can call me fat. You can say whatever you want about me, but leave the kids out of it. And I honestly think that's why YouTube got to the point where they were like, okay, we're cutting off comments on these children-related videos because, and even though, like, my audience has never been kids. My audience has always been, like, young adults and moms and people that, like, are like me, like, 18 and up, basically. But I think it was partially like, yes, because they got sued, but also like for protection for the kids because I don't know, like it's not very nice to, I don't know. I agree. Like child friendly are those channels that your kids watch on YouTube and start throwing temper tantrums when you take the phone away. Like those famous 2 kids, and you know they do like challenges and things that the kids actually want to watch. Blippi and stuff like that. Those are children channels, not people like us that put our kids in a video. Like I'm not putting this out so the other kids can watch. I'm putting it out so people that are pregnant or people that are gonna have kids, exactly, people who review toys, kids reviewing toys, that sort of thing. I bet it does. Cause like when I travel, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because my family is still small, it's just me and him and Des. Um, I can still get away with renting a compact car. Why did why does Josiah like to take the shirt off of this teddy bear? I'm sorry, that dude was distracting me. But yeah, like I don't know, y'all. It's like a lot I want to do, and the tax return is only so big, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do all of this stuff that I want to do. But the phone thing is gonna have to happen sooner or later because it's a lot of stuff I plan on doing with my channel, and I need a good phone. Like I told y'all, I have a camera, so the good thing about that is I can do my scheduled filming on the camera, but you know how cool would it be to have a phone too that I can actually do stuff with. Now there was a time where I was filming on my phone, probably like 2016 or 17. I had just started filming on my phone. Whew, I'm sorry, y'all. Whew. And it wasn't bad. Like the quality wasn't bad, but it's just I felt like the camera was a little bit easier. So I'm gonna invest, but I gotta find the right deal. I can't. I just the tourist in me. I'm very frugal. I just can't see it. Like I feel guilty spending $800 or $1,000 on a phone. Like I can tell you were probably the best saleswoman they had because she like invest. You can do it. I'm too frugal sometimes. Des, I don't think Des. Are you frugal?
With stuff I need to be frugal with, yeah. I mean, I can walk. No, because you know we go shopping. I can walk in the store and get exactly what we need.
That's
Pick
not
up
the
the
same
cheapest stuff.
thing.
No, I mean I can pick up the
That's
cheapest stuff and
groceries.
move on.
Have I seen any good shows lately? Destiny, what did you spend $100 on? I want to know. I'm so cheap. I found a lady who do eyebrows in Georgia for $5, and I'll wait and let my eyebrows grow for 2 months before I go and pay 10 or 7 up the street because I'm cheap. But she don't live like where I live, so I just have to wait till I'm in that area and then I go pay 5. And that same place, they do $13 pedicures, $15 pedicures, versus the mall might charge 25, 23. I don't get fake nails anymore, so I don't pay for that. But like that place with the $5 eyebrows has cheaper everything than anybody. And then, babe, have you watched any new shows? They asked.
Not recently. My show,
Y'all. I'm
my
sorry.
season just started back for the show I like to watch, so I haven't really been trying to find anything new just yet.
Did y'all watch that Tyler Perry Fall from Grace movie? Because we could talk about that.
Yeah, I say so. Ooh, I say so far away from watching anything else with R. Kelly in it right now. Not this.
Yes, Georgia salespeople are savages. If you ever been to a Walmart in Georgia, them folks will harass you until you walk out with new cable company. Okay? Who you watch TV with? Who you got? You got Comcast? You got DirecTV? Come here, I gotta show you something. Look, let me just get your phone number. You don't gotta do it right now. I'll call you back. You be like, okay. Like you just have to go with it. Like I already have them. Thank you.
Nah, just some of them you can just
Manicure, pedicure, eyebrows, mustache wax, 85, and you get a $15 tip. Girl, you the good type of customer that they want. Let me see.
Oh, she was talking about she watched the Kevin Hart thing.
He didn't take any accountability. Oops, I was thinking about Kevin Hart. So she said just smooth right past. Smooth moving fast. So does Dez. Dez doesn't mind being rude. He'll be like, no. I'm like, no, thank you. Like they like I'm too nice, basically.
That's why I say no and keep moving, because it's the first time you say no, thank you, they think they can convince you. No.
Whew. I keep yawning and I'm sorry. Let me see. You feel like R. Kelly didn't take accountability, or
she was
Kevin
saying she was
Hart?
thinking of Kevin Hart and him not taking accountability.
For what, cheating?
I guess they did that documentary about him cheating on his wife or whatever. Why that became a documentary
They
for
made a
Netflix, I don't
documentary?
know. They did, and he probably got a good stack of money off of it.
We get documentaries for cheating on our spouses now?
No, they were probably already shooting something, and because it had became a big issue before anybody else going to release the footage, he released the footage and made money off of it. And folks are gonna watch it because folks want to be judgmental on somebody else's marriage.
I guess. It's always the people that be also cheating and they want to say everything.
I personally didn't care. He has his own marriage. It's
Ooh.
not really my issue, and um I don't want to spend that
Y'all
much
seen it
time.
now? Now I want to watch it.
Go ahead.
Y'all can watch it with me.
Hell no.
Why?
Because I have zero desire to.
I'd rather watch that than R. Kelly.
I don't want to watch either one of them because I don't.
Why?
Because I'm at the point now. Everybody else has already formed their opinion, and truth be told, I'm not really wanting to watch it because with Kevin Hart cheating on his wife, I don't care. He was cheating on his wife when he got with her.
He was cheating and not getting to watch the Oscars.
He was cheating, and the difference is
Well, you seem to know a lot about it to have not watched it.
Because it came out, you didn't have to see the documentary. He was cheating, and then the Oscars named him the host. So somebody went back on his Twitter from like 10 years ago and found a comment he made about homosexuality, and then they basically blasted it, and basically they pressured the Oscars into not making him the host anymore.
Well, what did that have to do with cheating?
Nothing. It just all of this stuff seems to spiral. It's like one thing after another. It seems to spiral.
Destiny.
So I mean, I don't.
Your computer died.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fine. The phone is charged up, so it's not a problem. But I mean, it's one thing after the other. So I mean, you understand what it is.
Yeah, I feel like that, I don't know if that's being a narcissist or what, but like when you sit there and blame your childhood for everything all the time, like when are you gonna take accountability as an adult? You can't just say because this happened to me, I keep doing this.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to play devil's advocate. When you go into court, that's actually 9 times out of 10 what comes up with people who either A, traffic kids, or B, child abusers, or C, child molesters. They normally all have a history of being abused and molested as a child. And the difference is everybody who bypasses it seems to make it normal. Ergo, when they grow up, they turn around and do the same thing. It's not the same, but if you take it into account as this, parenting. We can justify things our parents did because they did it to us, and we feel like it made us better after justifying it over the years. Meanwhile, while we were the kid, we did not feel like it was justified. We wanted to be heard. But since nobody heard it and we were still around the same people who raised us, we end up doing that. But that again comes into mental health. Yeah, and he asked for help, but what happens is when you have money, everybody feels like, oh, well, you got money, you shouldn't be crying about nothing. People ask for help all the time, but people
How
judge.
Come no one helped him? You mean as a child when he was going through it, or when he was grown, he asked for counseling?
Both.
Because I mean, you had personal hair braiders that could put extensions in your hair. Why you couldn't have a personal counselor?
You can have a personal counselor, but you got to understand the teams around you are not the folks who understand that. You are a cash cow. Cash cows don't get to have feelings. You don't get to get sick. You don't get to have your feelings hurt. You don't get to do that because you're not just supporting you. You're supporting a team. And if you don't eat, they don't eat. And
what's that got to do with going to counseling?
Because when you go to counseling, you start stepping out of the studio. You start realizing the part of the pain that creates the music, you're triggering your pain by creating this music. All this music that now everybody wants to disband because we don't want R. Kelly on right. We don't want R. Kelly to not be on tour. We don't want R. Kelly to not write music. We don't want R. Kelly to not make music. We don't want R. Kelly to get better because if he gets better, he realizes I can still be a good person and walk away from this fame without needing the music. This dude can't read or write. Everybody cared about him, but can't nobody help him read or write for real? He can write music and he can do music, but outside of that, he's not very literate. If we didn't care about that, you really think we care about getting this man some mental help?
No. We just need you to be able to sign your checks and make sure we get paid. The only reason R. Kelly is sitting in this situation that he's in is because A, he ran out of money, and B, he did not get the help he needed. When R. Kelly ran out of hush money, R. Kelly ended up where he is now. As long as R. Kelly had money, how many documentaries did you hear about being filmed? Because this documentary could have been filmed 20 years ago. R. Kelly had money. I can write a check and I can make you go away for a while. But there's only so long, if you think I'm an ATM, only so long before you come back to the ATM to get paid. Because you don't think the ATM is going to run out. Now what's happening is, hey, we're going to expose this because what you did was wrong and you no longer have anything to save yourself with. You hung yourself. Exactly. You hung yourself. You spent money that didn't have to be spent because you, instead of getting the help you needed, and you know what, hey, let me, whether I need to turn myself in or cut a deal or whatever I need to do, I need to do it. But I'm not gonna do
I'll
it
be right
because I
back
don't
because
see
my
the need.
son in there trying and he finna get in trouble. What is he in there banging on?
I don't know. He better not be in them drawers. So yeah, I have no reason to watch Kevin Hart or R. Kelly or any other celebrity who seems to be dealing with whatever they're dealing with, because we're getting a version of the story. We're not always gonna get the truth. We're gonna get a version, and then whenever you're getting a version, it's basically meant to sway people one way or the other, for ratings and for money. Sorry to say that, but that's just the way it is. I was kind of sad for Kevin Hart that he didn't get to host the Oscars, though. I felt bad about that because that's something he had been saying he wanted to do the whole time. Now he's not going to get a
Oh.
chance. He missed out on his dream because somebody went 10 years back to find a doggone Twitter post from when the culture was completely different. Yeah, I agree. I don't agree with anything he did at all. It was messed up. It was jacked up completely. But folks, the funny thing is, a lot of folks got.
Bringing you back from what? This plate. This plate has been here the whole time. I just lifted it up because I had to move it in order to get back to my seat. Because my son was in there with the light on, jumping on some bubble wrap and banging on the drawers, acting like he didn't have no sense. So I had to remind him.
So yeah, I mean it's. I don't know. It's being. I don't. How
It's
do
some
I?
cake to answer your question though. Some leftover cake
I'm
from the
trying to
baby
figure
shower I
out
went to.
how to say this. I would like to be known for being effective at my craft, but I can't sit up here and say that I want to. Um,
Yeah, that's true. Even Dave Chappelle.
well, see, yeah, but the thing is with Dave Chappelle, the difference between Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart,
Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz ain't never had a cross word about saying what he said. And Joey Diaz took a lot of crap from a lot of people. He doesn't get Netflix specials. He don't get all of that stuff. Like Joey Diaz will tell you, he don't want another Netflix special. He don't want an HBO special or a Comedy Central special because they're gonna make him alter his comedy in order for it to be pleasing to the crowd. And you saw his crowd Saturday. Both of them for the shows we went to. The folks who are his fans definitely come out and see him. It's not like he needs it. But I mean the thing is what Kevin Hart said, like they were saying, in that culture, it's nothing wrong with that. And the sad thing is the same people who are now advocating for it
I
are
hear
only
a lot of folks
advocating
say that
for it for
like
money.
our generation is very sensitive. The
It
millennials are very sensitive.
Well, yes, but the only thing is millennials are capitalizing on what you told them as kids, they're acting on as adults.
What, like everybody can win?
Well, no,
You get a participation trophy.
no. The whole thing you're
Cause
taught.
that's where it started, I
Well,
think.
yeah, but the whole thing you taught them is in elementary school, treat other people how you want to be treated. This is right, this is wrong. You don't call names. You don't do A, B, C, D, and E. So the same thing we were taught as
We
kids
are, yeah.
stuck. It stuck. So now, yeah, you are time sensitive because instead of telling kids what the world is, you told them what the world should be. Millennials, the only thing they're doing is creating the world you told them they could create. And what's happening is now it's uncomfortable for people because instead of us saying, "Oh well, I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say and not have to watch it," now everybody has to watch what they say. The same thing we taught in preschool and in kindergarten and elementary school. You have to watch your words because your words hurt feelings. And now, yeah, you can't just hurt somebody's feelings and not get in trouble for it. That's what the millennials are doing. You're doing exactly what they were taught. So why are you mad about it? But now with Josiah, I was like Joey Diaz was telling the joke about his daughter and that thing that happened with his daughter, where the 8-year-old kept pushing his daughter. He turned around and his daughter popped him. His daughter popped that little girl in the mouth. I'm not finna get mad at that because that's the world we truly live in. We don't just live in the world of millennials. So I'm not teaching my kid not to fight back just because the elementary school got a problem with it. Because if y'all turn around and hit him and don't nobody defend him, it ain't gonna be but too many more times y'all hit him before he ain't gonna be able to hit back. So I'm not finna sit up here and reprimand him for hitting somebody back. I don't care. We'll deal with it at home. But my job is, and what I was taught, you make it home and then we'll go deal with it. I'm not creating a bully and I'm not raising a bully, but I'm not raising nobody who can't defend themselves either. So I'm not gonna get mad. Here's the thing: as an adult, we understand names get called, and that's what's been happening with Josiah too.
No, don't say that.
Sometimes it does happen because I've seen that one where Josiah says something and nothing gets done, and then Josiah turn around and Josiah's timing is off.
He's not being bullied though.
He's not being bullied, but you have kids who like to pick at Josiah and do stuff because Josiah's friendly. And Josiah don't always talk at the right time because he don't understand timing yet. Because when we understand, I'll leave it there. But I understand certain things of as the world is. We understand as adults what we're walking into. Everybody ain't the millennials. We live with baby boomers. Baby boomers gonna say whatever they want to say, and they don't really care. It's been like that. Our generation, a lot of us don't care. The only reason we care is because we got this stuff right here. We got YouTube and social media, so now you got to watch what you say. That's the only reason people care. Take away social media, and the world goes back to what it used to be.
So that kind of made me think about when we watched listen to the Strawberry Letter, and how Steve Harvey seems to never really answer the questions that the people write in and ask, and you can see like the difference in how he thinks when he's speaking to young people, especially young men. It always seems like he's speaking from that other generation, that older generation mindset, and not really considering like all sides of the puzzle.
Here's what I heard somebody say today, and it made prevalence. You can't speak from a level you haven't been on yet. Steve is never going to speak to the millennial in the millennial language, unfortunately, because he's never been a millennial. You are only taught to speak in a certain way.
I love Steve Harvey, but I've noticed like as I've gotten older, I started to realize like he comes off kind of closed-minded, as do some people's parents when he gives his advice.
But he can't speak from no other generation. Most parents can't. Most parents who are the generation before us, 9 times out of 10, unless they are truly dedicated to do it, are not going to.
Yeah, it does make sense, Destiny.
They're not always going to speak to you in the way that you would think is necessary.
I just feel like that generation was kind of they were so stuck on tradition and what, like, women were conditioned to be wives, provider, and men were conditioned to be providers, and that was it. It wasn't about what you wanted, what you liked, what he desired, what you desired. It was just about staying within this particular mold.
Well,
And when they see other people that don't want to live that way, then there's like a lot of negative judgment around it, because it's like, well, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. So there's something wrong with you.
well, when you look at the social concept of marriage, does marriage look at what you like and what you don't like?
No.
The traditions of marriage paint you in that box. They were taught that you're.
Wow.
So it's one of those things where they weren't taught that you do things to have fun.
Wow.
They were taught that you're there were you were
I still think that the tradition is good in some ways. I just think that you have to be open minded to your partner's needs
well
and interests for it to be successful. Because if you only focus in on the part that is written without reading in between the lines and understanding that you're not your parents, then you end up feeling kind of like there's have to be more to your life than just being a husband or being a wife or being a mom. Like, you want to be able to be the individual too.
I agree.
And that's the thing. It does that.
But you weren't.
Those things are not taught from those older generations.
Bingo. Most of them older generations, truth be
didn't
told,
get to do that.
It's not that they didn't get to do it. They did. They just did it in secrecy. When you talking about one person who got two families that live literally 35 minutes away from each other, you got to do.
That one made me laugh.
It's stuff.
We cook. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
If that's what he like, he can have it sometimes, but we don't like spicy, so.
Yeah, I have to alter.
Desmond
the
started
food
to
that I
alter.
cook
He didn't
because
always do that though, but he started recently doing it.
Yeah, I had to alter.
Because he'd be like, "How come y'all ain't eating it? Because it's hot as hell to us. We don't want this spicy stuff."
But I mean, things have to be altered. But a lot of times, as those conversations where you kind of
house shoe on, y'all can see like I'm struggling on it.
You kind of, and you don't break the fourth wall, but in a lot of ways you do, because you're starting to talk about those unmentionable things in marriage because they don't think you're ready. I think the difference is definitely with me. Both of my parents sat me down after they got divorced, and we started to understand marriage. Me and my brother, they both started to talk about the ins and outs of marriage.
And I mean, even still with that was their marriage though. So
yeah,
you can't just go off
and I
of that
can't right,
experience.
and but they were very clear on, hey, but this is what happened to us. That don't mean it got to happen to you, but I want you to understand some of the mistakes that were made. So I get it, but it's just like you have to They just wanted to make sure, hey, you got to understanding. You got to create an understanding of what this can be for you. It can't be.
Hi.
Hey, it can't be what everybody else wants it to be. So it becomes harder. But older generations do look at it like, oh well, yeah, the one it aggravates the crap out of me now because I go certain places and you hear older women. And some of these women, I don't know if they hearing aids be turned down or they just think they talking low, but you can hear them say, well, she ain't gonna fix his plate. Now, what kind of wife is she? Excuse me, ma'am. I have two functioning hands. And did you ask her what she had going on? Because she might not be feeling well.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I've offered to fix Dez's plate,
and I don't care for it. He does not
like me to fix his plate,
and I've always been like that.
And I know some of my relatives will be looking like, "You're not gonna fix his plate." Desmond does not want me to fix his plate,
and I wish people would. And I wish people
he don't want me to. We're not in the what the
60s no more. And it's a certain
Desmond like I like my stuff a certain way. I don't want certain stuff to touch. I'll do it like.
Right. And
Des will
that's
fix my
crazy.
plate before I fix his. He doesn't want me to
And it's
fix his
just a
plate.
certain way I like stuff laid out on my plate. Yosha's just like, hey, I want this, and this. And can you
I'm
bring me
not
something to drink?
picky.
She's not
Your
picky.
husband's the same way. Yeah,
Right.
like
I was
I
like,
like Desmond be like, oh, you gave me too much of this. I don't really like this one. I wanted some more of this. I'm like, you fix it yourself. Like I'm
and
gonna
that's why I had
go.
to tell her, like, she used to try to do it for me. It's like, I got it. And she'd be like, no, I'm just like, I got it. Because I know it's going to get on your nerves. It's not my intention to, but there are certain ways I eat. And I
He's
don't like to,
pickier than I am with
that, and I
food.
don't like to eat to get full. And a lot of people, when they see me, they like to overload my plate. And then they be like, well, why didn't you eat? And it's like, I can't eat all that food. I don't like to be full.
So yeah, I just, you have to do what works for you, and just
And you gotta,
don't let people make you feel bad.
well, no, she
There's nothing
don't.
wrong with fixing
Yeah.
his plate. I think that's good, Melissa. I just mean like if for him, he didn't like it and I tried and he was
And
just like, I prefer to do it myself.
yeah,
But if your
and
husband does like when you do it, then you should.
well, and vice versa. I don't mind making Yosha's plate while I'm up because it's like, okay, I've kind of learned Yosha, and she'll tell me I want this, and this, and I can kind of figure out what portion size she wants, and I try to listen to her while we're on the way there. So, hey, she ate before we got here. She might want a little bit less. She didn't eat before she got here. She said she was hungry. She probably
And I
wants a
guess
little
he
bit
means
more.
it like family functions,
Yeah, like
like
at
a
family
barbecue
functions or
or
a
like
barbecue or whatever.
holiday time or
Yeah,
something.
like
But he's like, no, I got it, I'll fix it. And then my older relatives are like clutching their pearls, like,
and the
she's
thing
not,
is,
because I
I
have like a
guess,
really traditional
and
Christian relatives on my mother's side,
and I'm
and then my
not.
dad's side of the family is just kind of like we Christian, but we
Yeah, I
pray, we
mean,
bless the food, but we're not like stuck in like stereotypical
yeah, and that's the
things or
like.
whatever.
I cook a lot of our meals.
Desmond cooks a
Just
lot
flat out, I
too.
cook a lot of our meals, and it's
I
just
can
because it
cook.
works.
I
Yeah,
cook a
it's not
lot
because she can't cook,
too,
but it's like
but he cooks more just because of the way our
it's our
schedules
setup is
are.
right now. It's
But if
just
the schedules
easier.
were to change, it probably would be a little more. Like on the weekends, I tend to cook a little more because I'm not working for most of the day. But if I had to cook every day, like if you're supposed to cook every day, we would be eating a lot of really quick, basic meals like
And I mean,
spaghetti,
and I like to
Alfredo,
cook.
pasta,
I like to kind of
hamburger,
change stuff up, so it's just like I had to
salad, baked potatoes.
understand
It'd be
different
real
stuff.
basic. And then on the weekends, you can get Sunday dinner after church.
Well, yeah, see, and I like eating like fish, rice, broccoli one day, or like today we
Desmond
fried.
wants something different every
I
day.
do,
I be
I
like,
do,
Desmond,
because I
look,
like
we gotta
to.
start doing leftovers. Let the groceries stretch a little bit.
I do, but
Desmond wants something different every day. I'm like,
well, the only reason I do is going back to weight loss. Sometimes when your body gets accustomed to what you're eating, you start to flatten out. And I understand that the more I know with my weight loss, the more that I change it, the more that I kind of switch up my fish or ground turkey or whatever. It's just like
what do you chef up, Mr. Brock?
it just depends. Some days we'll grill chicken and I'll do that. Some like
He is really good on the grill. I will
tomorrow.
give him that. He's really awesome with grilling. He makes a really good like marinade type thing for his chicken, and it's really good. Make
And
good chicken, good pork chop was good.
I'll
Fish,
do
he grills fish
oven
sometimes.
fried chicken wings, or I'll bake fish, or I'll make Alfredo. I know how to cook. I do pretty well. I do well with cooking, as long as I have the time
We just
to
posted
get
a pot
everything
roast
in.
video.
Yeah,
Desmond helped with most of that. The first time I did most of the work, but he seared it for me in a cast iron skillet. But the second time when we recorded it for y'all, it looks like Des did most of it because he kind of did. But we had made it the week before based on,
yeah.
me. So,
So I mean, it's different. Like that was one thing. My
yes,
mom.
I feel like a lot of guys are good on the grill.
Well, because you don't get bothered on the grill very often. Not being funny, but it's kind of rare to find a woman who likes to grill.
Yeah, 'cause I don't.
most guys like the grill because it's like normally you're taught to do that because it's smoky and your clothes end up smelling like charcoal. It's all in your hair. You
Yeah.
get to sit around the grill with a beer and you kind of just get to sit down and relax and keep checking the meat and
And don't
you don't
have
have
you
to
a
do
wig
much.
on because that wig gonna smell like fried barbecue chicken
So
smoke.
yeah, I
I'm
mean, but
telling you, it's like when we went to your homecoming,
oh yeah,
that first year I had on a wig, and that wig smelled like barbecue.
yeah. But I mean, my mom made me learn how to cook because
It is hot,
she
especially
was
in the
just
summer.
like you
I don't
have
like
to
to.
you gotta learn how because let's say you don't get married to you in your 30s, what you plan on eating every day? She just kind of broke that down to basics. My dad is it cannot cook, and that was part of the reason I really wanted to learn how to cook. Cause I used to go to my dad's house, and it was just like my dad tried to cook a couple times. Me and my brother just kind of looked at each other like we ain't eating this. So he ended up having to go to the store.
That's one thing I will say about our generation. It's really no excuse to not know how to cook because we have YouTube. Like you could literally watch a contemplation of videos of a certain food item. Anytime I want to make a new recipe, that's what I do. I will watch a couple YouTube
Oh yeah, see, and
videos
I don't.
and I will watch it and see what's the commonality be amongst those three videos, and then I'll try it myself. And I taught myself to make a couple of things. Like them black eyed peas I posted on New Year's. I asked my dad and I asked my sister. They're both older. Well, y'all know my dad is older, but my sister is older than me. She's 20 years older than me. And then I watched a couple YouTube videos to see, and I did it, and they came out delicious. Like, it's no reason to really not to know how to do it because you can
Well,
watch a YouTube video. It's not like fixing something on your car. It's
I
just putting
mean,
things together.
everybody
Slicing
has
vegetables. It's not
different.
hard.
Everybody kind of has their different ways of learning certain stuff. It's certain people who can. I know it's certain people who can build a doggone computer but can't boil water. It's just you have your different things.
I feel like men and women should be taught the same
Well,
things.
yeah,
That's what I was
my
saying.
mom
A
definitely.
lot of people condition women to do all those things like clean and cook and do housekeeping things, and the only thing they make the boys do is take out trash, and they don't know how to
Well,
do
see,
anything. And I feel like the women and the men should know how to do both.
well, on my mom's side of the family, all of the guys, the only guy I haven't really seen cook like that, and that's because I'm not around them as much, is my uncle,
Exactly.
my oldest uncle. He's the only one I haven't really seen cook, but all my other uncles, both of them cook, and I mean because they both of their wives work. So it was times where they were able to do that and they had to learn how to cook. And I remember talking to my aunt when we were younger and they definitely were we were me and my cousins, all of the guys, me and my male cousins were all sitting around and they were basically kind of talking at us but not directly to us and saying that yeah, they gonna all learn how to cook because you just need to be able to function. Just like it's just what it is. But I feel like it's the same thing. Both, whether you have a son or a daughter, you can still teach them the same thing. Just teach it in a different way.
And I think, like, I mean, my regret is not learning how to change a tire and stuff like that. I do know how to do a few car maintenance things because my dad taught me. But I feel like, on the same token, like, women can be more handy and more independent too. So
Yeah,
they
if
know, like, oh, my oil needs to be changed, or this is how I change a tire. Like, my stepmom knows how to change a tire, but I don't.
I
And I think
mean,
that's a useful thing to know so that if you're stranded, you don't have to sit there and wait on AAA or your husband or your brother or your dad to come and get you
yeah.
because you can do it yourself. And that's something I don't know how to do. But the whole point is like being well rounded no matter what your gender is definitely something that I can see as a good thing.
It's a necessity.
And it's a necessity to survive because you're not always going to be with someone else.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I need to learn because AAA takes their sweet time if they don't feel like you're in an emergency situation or if they're backed up. So you'll just be sitting there
Yeah,
waiting.
sometimes AAA is just backed up
And then in
and they can't
Georgia, we
help
have
it.
something called Hero, which is owned by State Farm. And if you break down on the highway, you can call Hero and they'll come and change your tire for free. But That only is if you're on the expressway. If you're not on the expressway, you have to call AAA.
Yeah, I
So
mean it's just it can be funny, but when you look at different it's just different scenarios and different ways that people were raised that you have to kind of alter. I mean, I know just from the way that my family eats and changing different stuff is it was kind of different when sometimes I'll go eat with Yosa's family and I'm sure they kind of felt offended, but I was just like, I only kind of eat like this and this, and I'm not really trying to be full, and they just kind of like, you don't want nothing else to eat, and I'm like, no, I'm good. It gets different, and different people get offended in different ways, and I try to tell folks when they're willing to hear it, I'm not being offensive. I'm just not finna make myself miserable to make you feel like your food was good. It happens. So
period.
yeah, well, because I don't, I just in meeting friends like Drea. You met Drea. Her mom is like that. Like the first time I was around her mom and we went to eat, and I ate like my portion of food, and she was just like, "Boy, if you don't get up and go fix some more food, I know you still hungry." And I'm just like, "Nah, I'm good." And I ended like it becomes like that kind of that older wife mentality, I guess. They want you to eat until you full, so you don't go home hungry.
They're just trying to be hospitable, babe.
I mean, that's fine. Your hospitality was you allowing me to step foot in your house and
Like
you
I know,
welcome me.
like I have friends with African, like African culture, and then that culture, like they don't take no for an answer with food either. Like my friend's mom, she actually passed, but she would want to fill your plate with food too. Like, and it wasn't to be mean. It's just like, oh, you're here, I gotta feed you. Like, she's embracing that the way she would with her own kids. So I don't think it's necessarily to offend. It's just them trying to say like, "Hey, I'm accepting you, and you can eat. If you
Yeah.
don't want to eat it now, here, just take this plate home with you so you
Well,
can eat it
see,
when
and
you
I'm
get
okay with
home."
taking it home, but I remember one time, like I was with my grandpa, R.I.P. He used to be the same way. Eat, go ahead and eat and enjoy yourself. And I remember one weekend, he kept like putting food on my plate, and I just kept eating because I had came home from school. This was like last time I saw him 2 years before he died, and he was just putting food on my plate. So we get done, we get done eating for the night. I go upstairs, take my shower. We sitting downstairs watching baseball, and he go, "Now, grandson, you gotta learn how to push away from the table and say no." And I'm just like, dude, I told you no, like forever and a day. Like I kept telling you no. Ooh.
Destiny is funny. Her soda was flat. See, and that's another thing. Sometimes people food don't be as good,
I've
and
had
you're
that.
saying you don't
Ooh.
want anymore
I've
because the food
had
is not good.
I've had the
So
oof.
you just have to say, I ate before I came. That's what I started saying. I ate before I came, especially like for Thanksgiving and Christmas time. We actually went to two or three different houses, so I am not that
Or what I
hungry.
do is I
So
make a
I
veggie
appreciate
plate.
it, but I'm not gonna have a lot. Um, I'm not one that's gonna to push the envelope where I'm not good at. I know that I'm still learning how to make turkeys and hams and things. You want me to make you a macaroni and cheese, some collards, some sweet potato souffle, even dressing? I got you when it comes to size. I'm not inviting y'all over for no dry turkey because I'm not finna do y'all like that. So some people they don't be knowing that it's dry or whatever because nobody tells them. We just say, "Oh no, thank you," and they make veggie plate because I don't.
Yeah, I'll
So
make a veggie plate and no macaroni and cheese.
yeah, at that point you can say I'm watching what I'm eating. I'm dieting. I ate before I got here, which is not a lie because when you house hop, you do technically eat other places before you come. You might make little small plates at each house or to
House
go
hopping,
plates.
I don't.
This past
It's hard
holiday,
with
that's how
house
I gained
hopping.
my 5 pound,
I
about six
can't.
pounds back from
I
eating over the
I
holidays.
can't do it. Like even just eating in that month between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I know this year I cut back on like I cut a meal out during the day. between Thanksgiving and Christmas, just because I was like,
Water.
all of this food is so rich and like heavy, and I was feeling miserable after eating, so I had to start cutting back to like 2 meals and a snack versus 3 full meals because I was just feeling like,
And
ugh.
that's why Des has lost more weight than I have because I didn't cut back anything. So
I was feeling miserable. I was feeling like bloated and uncomfortable. I just couldn't do it.
sleepy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't like feeling full because I be sleepy. Like I have to basically stop my whole day to go take a nap after I eat, and then I be mad at myself because I done took a break to lay down.
Maybe that's what I need to do, Melissa, because I feel like I've plateaued. And yes, he needs to go to bed, like for real, for real. I'm about to end the live probably in the next 5 or 10 minutes because he won't go to sleep. And then Des kept bribing him with snacks. I don't think it was nothing sweet, but that doesn't help. Have a good night, Miss Elite. We'll see you next week, hopefully. But I thought she said he needs to go to bed. I'm like, I know he does need to go to bed. She's about herself. Good night, Miss Elite. But I think I need to do a detox because I feel like I've plateaued. Even though I'm working out 3 or 4 days a week, I'm just still not. I feel like I'm not getting it. But my diet hasn't been the best either. Like I said, I probably am going to eat like some cake before I go to bed. But the cake was from the weekend at the baby shower, so I'm trying to eat it before it gets stale. I mean, it's not a good thing, but I'm just being honest. That's why I'm still trying to make sure I eat it. But yeah, I mean, we talked about a lot of things. You know, this always goes all over when we talk. Destiny. You are a mess.com. I feel like that's where I hate it here came from. Like those whoopings when you get in trouble and you be like, I don't even want to live here anymore. I'm live with my dad. Yeah. He's not going to get a whooping, y'all. He's just tired, but he's not going to go to sleep while the TV is on in the other room because he's watching like Nickelodeon, maybe like the one for kids. So as soon as that TV goes off and all these ring lights get cut off and he don't hear us in here having a good time, he's going to be out like a light because he fell asleep. Y'all, 60 seconds after that light went off yesterday, last Wednesday, he was gone. And I'm not staying up until midnight this time. So he finna be asleep. And I'm about to be asleep too because I'm tired. Just sneak and read. See, and I wish I wouldn't have a problem with him sneaking and trying to read because I used to do that too, and I would fall asleep with the book under the cover because, you know, if you ever try to read something when you're kind of sleepy, it kind of makes you get more sleepy. But with TV and YouTube, that boy will stay up until tomorrow, like, or try to. Like, he's that stubborn. So, yeah. I just want to say thanks, y'all. Y'all came back another week. We had some great discussions, and despite of the technical difficulties, I guess next week I'll just plan to do it on Desmond's phone from the beginning so that we don't have to worry about stopping and starting back up. But I appreciate y'all. If you didn't like this video already, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thank y'all for joining me for a Real Talk Live, and thank you, Des, for your time and your phone tonight. Such a supportive husband. I appreciate you. If y'all have any topics y'all want to talk about next week, be sure to come back to my community tab and just comment at those, or you can comment them under one of my other general videos. Yeah, Des lives here. Like, he's a part of the live segment. He's my co-collaborator. I enjoyed y'all too. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, I hope y'all all have a blessed night and a great day tomorrow. And I hope that y'all find something to be grateful for and bring it back here so we can talk about it. Oh, Melissa, I forgot to ask you, what is your one thing that you're thankful for? Because that's what everybody had to say before to enter the live discussion. We try to discuss one thing that we're grateful for. If you're still here. I know I said good night. They might have been like, okay, good night. They might be gone now.
They're like, all right, and
good
clear.
Night.
They were like 3, 2, and we're
she said she's going. Bye.
And we're clear.
I will try to do 2 a week sometimes. I just have to figure out what that second day would be.
Yeah, that's kind of, that would be the only thing.
Yeah, because like I used to do these on Fridays, but then it didn't work because I started having plans on Fridays and I didn't want to be shady and like not come. And so then Wednesday I experimented.
And it worked.
Oh, wonderful. That's a good thing to be grateful for, Melissa. Thank you for sharing. My grateful thing was making it through boot camp workout on Monday. Me and Des did it together, and it was a challenge because I usually do Zumba. And boot camp basically was like a full body workout with strength training and burpees and sprints and weightlifting and all this stuff in a 1-hour class. So it was a challenge, but we made it through. So that was one thing, well, just one out of many things that I was grateful for. Just trying to get to a healthier place. And I forgot what your grateful thing is.
Oh, just being glad my blood pressure is down.
Desmond's blood pressure went down. He's trying to get it under control because it was in a higher range last month. I
understand why it was high, but
so yeah, thank you for sharing. But I'm gonna try to figure it out. I just don't want to say I'm going live and it doesn't happen. Like I've been doing really good with coming live, even if I'm a little tardy to the party. We come live on Wednesdays, and it seems to work.
We're thankful for y'all, too.
I'm thankful for you, too. We usually don't have, anything going on Wednesdays. So that's why this is a good day.
It's just
the other days, we usually go to the gym, and then it's like, I know I couldn't come on at 9 o'clock if we would go to the gym.
Nah, because Saya got to be fed.
And Saya can't stay up late like this every night with school.
Saya got to be fed and got ready for bed and just a whole lot of stuff just with Saya by himself that we kind of have to get situated. So we'll try to definitely start adding in another day. But
maybe it could just be sometimes we can do it.
Yeah, sometimes.
I'll poll y'all on my community tab. Yeah. That's what I usually do is ask y'all what y'all want to do. That's how I get the ideas of what I need to do videos on too. But I really like doing these because I feel like it lets me kind of get a sense of y'all and get to know what y'all like and, build a better relationship with y'all. I thought about Mondays, but we go to the gym on Mondays, so it would have to be later. And I couldn't do like this one be going over. My intention is for us to do 8:30 to 10 o'clock. But every week it ends up being like 9-ish to 11:30, 12 o'clock. Especially when the conversation is good. It's like, how you be at church and you feel the spirit and you're not going to stop the spirit just because you're trying to be on a time crunch. So y'all just let it keep going. That's kind of how I am with this. Stop nodding. I'm trying to prove my point.
I'm agreeing.
My point is that you just let it keep going because you're like, you don't want to end the good discussion as it's getting good because you're not going to be able to pick it up where you left off at. So...
yeah, so
yes.
We'll definitely try to find another
day. So we'll pick a day, even if it's not every time, we can just start doing it. Because Monday and Wednesdays, I thought about that too. It's just hard. YouTube does have a rabbit hole with those recommendations. You'll end up getting somewhere so random. Or you see something random like stripper telling what she packs in her stripper bag, and you're like, ooh, let me watch that, because you want to just know because you've never been a stripper. Or it's like
your recommendations, I don't get nothing like that.
Because you're not a girl. That's the type of recommendations we get. Or how my BBL ruined my life, and I'm like, because it's something I'm interested in, even though I don't have a BBL. Like, you just get random. It's just like super random, like. Or if you watch somebody's video, you might get their recommendation like randomly in your news feed, whether you subscribed or not. So Yeah, see, and Chris and Melissa are like a faith-driven Christian husband and wife channel. So it's not just me, because I do a bunch of random stuff on my channel.
I didn't
but
say it was just you.
It
I was just
it's
saying
just
I hadn't
YouTube.
known that was one of the recommended
It
options for
was.
anybody.
What's in my stripper bag, or what you need to know.
Yeah,
You
I
like,
don't
ooh, I'm
never-
curious. Let me click it.
Yeah, I don't never end up with stuff like that.
So Desmond's YouTube world, other than me, he likes to look. He listens to a lot of podcasts and like what's the DC Young Fly and Chico Bean.
85 South Show.
He listens to them and he listens to that sort of thing.
I ain't got past 30 minutes of any of their last episodes in the last month, which is sad, but I just haven't.
I keep seeing that BBL update too, and I'm like, I don't have a BBL. I'm trying to lose my weight natural. But you know what? Naturally. I think it's because I'm subscribed to a couple of like large weight loss channels. So the BBL thing might be relevant to the weight loss, even though it's like not the same kind of weight loss that I'm trying to learn about. That's probably why it pops up. I don't know why the stripper thing comes up. I don't know. YouTube probably doesn't understand me because one day I'm watching videos on Tasty and YouTube. BBL is like a Brazilian butt lift. So sometimes I get videos where people got like a tummy tuck or some sort of cosmetic surgery for weight loss. Oh, wow. Lipo videos, all those weight loss, like those type of videos come up for me sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know why that's coming up. I saw the sex traffic one too, and I didn't watch it, but I'm like, why is this coming up? Some people, I sometimes watch couponing videos, so like I get recommendations for that. What else? It's just random. I get lots of recommendations. Oh, catfish. Now that's something I would watch.
What?
Catfish, someone like probably like somebody being catfish, or like the show like Neve and Max. I would watch that. I don't mind watching stuff like that, honestly. But Desmond, he's more of like a podcast listener, radio show listener, comedian. He likes to watch old wrestling videos on there. So his recommendations are probably nowhere near like mine.
Well, a lot of that is that, and then like this, like for the last couple of days, it's been like a lot of stuff with TD Jakes and.
Oh yeah, TD Jakes, inspirational content or sermons. And that's the thing is I watch all of that stuff too, but I think my thing is because I do like YouTube engagement groups, I've watched so many different types of videos and liked so many different types of videos and subscribed to different types of channels that YouTube doesn't know what your shit likes. They're like, I don't know, just put that on her feed and see if she watches it. Because they don't really understand, like, my true interests. I'm not. I'll like a video. I'll watch a video, but... we're fine. This is like my phone. Sorry, y'all. Okay. I'll watch a video and I'll like a video, but for subscribing, I prefer to subscribe to content that I'm gonna watch. Most of y'all if I am subscribed to you, you could probably vouch that I actually do come back and watch your video. Even if I don't always watch every single video, like sometimes I'll just come randomly and watch stuff in my subscription feed or pop into your live session, like. So I'm stingy with subscribing to people because I don't want to subscribe to people that I'm never gonna support again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I moved my computer and I knocked the tripod for the phone down and it just went plop and then I had to put it back up. So my apologies. I didn't mean to scare y'all. But yeah, don't be stingy with the likes. That be helping the associates. That helps the engagement for the creators when you like it. And don't be stingy to dislike either if you don't like it. Because, I mean, sometimes you have to dislike stuff to let YouTube know that you don't want to see a stripper video. But, you know, sometimes a stripper video might be insightful. You might think, like, why would I watch this? And then you end up listening. And you're like, oh, okay. This isn't bad. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you again. I'm really going to sign off now. I know I said that 10 minutes ago. But you know how we just kept talking. So I didn't want to end it. Yeah, the what I make in a night, or one video that I like to watch is when people make videos like how much my first YouTube check was, because I want to see like how many people tell the truth, or how many people who actually are monetized make a small amount like I do. Because if you watch big channels, you'll think that your first YouTube check is gonna be like with some zeros on it. But the reality is your first YouTube check might be like $130. And that's just the reality. Because you have to get like 1 million views on a video to really see thousands of dollars. But people don't really talk about that, unless they get to that point. So you can be monetized and you can still not be making money on YouTube. So people are always like, oh, I can't wait to get monetized, this and that. But it's like, the real money is really in like affiliate marketing and posting links that people actually click on and things like that. If you don't have a lot of views and a lot of subscribers, so that you can get like the affiliate links and the marketing opportunities and brand deals, you may not make income from YouTube. But yes, the 130 is great. You can make the 130 a month and it's good, but it's like it's not as people kind of put it out to see. Because I've been monetized for a long time, and you have to reach the threshold every month. And Melissa, y'all are gonna be there soon. Your content is really good. Your quality of your editing and your camera quality is really good, and then the message of behind what you and your husband do is really good. Y'all are not like other channels, so I don't doubt in my mind that y'all won't be monetized this year very soon, because y'all are consistent. Your branding is nice. Like, I just don't see why you wouldn't. So from there, just keep being consistent. That's all I can say. And the biggest thing to focus on, like especially now since you have over 1,000 subscribers, is to just like continue to keep your community, which you have a great sense of community because you do your sessions with your subscribers and you respond to people and stuff like that. Y'all do that. So just keep doing that. That's something that I'm working on. Like, I've never really been a big, sub for sub person, because I don't feel like that really works. But if you can really build on the community that you've already built, then you will grow like that. And that's what I'm working on. I'm starting to try to like branch out and do more stuff with my current subscribers and current viewers. Even if you're not subscribed, if you're viewing, you're helping me out essentially, because views really translate to what makes the money, and you will get there if you're consistent. And then collaborating, like that's something I'm doing this year that I didn't really do last year too. Y'all see in February, I'll have some great content coming. So Destiny, I appreciate you saying that, because I've done that to my viewers before, and that was my biggest mistake. There was a time where YouTube was not as saturated as it is now, and I feel like I had a lot of supporters that were looking for me, quite frankly, and I took a break from YouTube for almost a year. And I came back because my best friend ended up doing a like interview, a video of me when I was pregnant, and it was really cute. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back to YouTube and I'm gonna share the rest of my pregnancy journey. And to make a long story short, I came back to YouTube, but my engagement was really down. And when I came back, I wasn't as consistent as I am now. I've been consistent probably for the last year and a half now. Like 2019, I really was very consistent, and I try to do a new video every week. But back when I was in college and younger, I was not as consistent as I am now. And that was my downfall, because I really had people that were looking for me to come and do the real talk and relationship talk and share my experiences. And so I knew that, but it felt good to know that you're saying that. And Chris and Melissa, or Melissa, I feel like this is Melissa watching, that's completely normal. When I looked at my analytics, it said that 89% of my views come from non-subscribed people. 11% of my views come from subscribed people. But the 11% that are subscribed watch longer than the 89% that are not subscribed. So even though 89% are not subscribed, I still say try to focus on being true to those that are, because that's where you build that loyalty and that fan base and that friend base of people that'll sit here and watch you go live for a whole hour. You know what I'm saying? A non-subscribed person is probably not going to do that, okay? They might pop in, chit chat with you for a couple of minutes. All right, girl, see you another time. But somebody that actually likes you enough to subscribe, you won them and they're waiting for you. So you just have to try your best not to disappoint and be consistent. So when I saw that, that's when I realized that, I stopped being pressed for a subscriber. Like, seriously, it's great. I'm gonna ask every video, hey, make sure you subscribe to my channel. But at the end of the day, if you can really connect with people, the subscribers will come. Because when you get loyal people on your team, this is what happens. Oh, girl, you should check out this channel that I watched. It was amazing. They share to their Facebook. They share it with their friends. They share it with their spouse. That is much stronger than a sub for sub any day. But some people, when they join YouTube, they just oh, I gotta get out here. I gotta grow. YouTube said I had to have 1,000 subscribers, so I'm gonna just get 1,000 subscribers. But it's like, if you can work on building a connection in the YouTube community as you get to that 1,000 subscribers, your 1,000 will be so much stronger than just having a bunch of people subscribe that don't watch your videos. Your watch time is trash. Like, I could talk about YouTube for days because it's something that I'm passionate about. Destiny, are you trying to grow? Girl, I didn't know you had an actual channel. I'll go subscribe. Hold on. If you make content, I will subscribe right now. I didn't know you made content. A lot of my viewers don't make content. They just watch. So I'm like, I don't even know to go. Oh, I see you right here. Hey, girl. There you go. Now you got 35. But yeah, so that's my little pep talk about YouTube. Like, really just start trying to connect with people. If you have your 1,000 and you already got something good going, you just treat your 10 people like it's, 100 people. Treat your 1,000 like it's 10,000. Just keep that same energy. You're welcome, Destiny. Keep that same energy and you will continue to grow. Like, I don't know. And then especially if you're doing it, like, I feel like Melissa's channel with her husband is very positive. Like, they pray for their subscribers and their viewers, and like, they prayed for me. I remember, like, I was subscribed before y'all prayed for me, but I remember that I was going through a difficult time last year and they prayed for me during that difficult time, and that really stuck out for me. And I was like, y'all have gained a supporter for life, okay? Because, like, you don't see a lot of that. You don't see a lot of that here on YouTube. And I just think that that's a good thing, because you never know what somebody is going through, whether they share or not. So when you take it upon yourself to use your platform to let God shine through you, I just think that that is a beautiful thing. And that was the whole point of, for me, like, sharing some of my experiences is not for people to feel sorry for me when I was going through things, but it was to uplift other women and other families that may have similar experiences, so that they know, hey, you're not alone, and I went through this, and then this is how, I went through this experience, but this is how God helped me overcome that experience, and you can too. So yeah. All right, I'm going to end for real now. You want to know my social medias? They're in the description of every video, but you can find me on Twitter, IG, all of that. Everything is Miss Exclusive 4 at the moment. I thought about changing my channel name, but then I was like, I don't want people to not be able to find me. So I'm just going to say for now, it's Miss Exclusive 4. Don't feel dumb. It's okay. Exactly. Live the purpose that you're called to through him, and everything else will come into place. So, all right. Okay, for real. I'm going to end this live. I know I said that 20 minutes ago, but I just want to thank you all for, talking with me, and I'll see y'all next time, or, whenever y'all have a chance. And I hope to see y'all too in the YouTube land, and I hope y'all have a great night and a good day tomorrow. Okay. Bye.